The annual Flags of Remembrance display is being set up in Romare Bearden Park right now as a way to honor the victims of 9/11.
Fox 46's Brett Baldeck is there at the park this morning with a look at the process as well as the story behind what happened to Flight 93 20 years ago. Good morning, Brett.
Good morning, NY and Jason. You can see they're making incredible progress installing 2,977 American flags, and organizers tell me this is the largest show of support from volunteers they've had since they started this program about 2 decades ago, and they believe it is because of the 20th anniversary. Now, new this year, they're going to have QR codes on each flag that will help you find specific victims, and those victims include those on Flight 93. Now, you're looking at video of Heather Penny. Her day started just like any other day on September 11th, 2001. She was a fighter pilot but was watching the coverage unfold on the news. But then she got the call about Flight 93 not responding to air traffic controllers and heading straight towards Washington, D.C. It was her job to shoot that passenger plane down. But as we know, passengers took it upon themselves and overpowered the terrorists on that flight, and that plane crashed in Shanksville, Pennsylvania.
Anyone who saw those images knew what needed to be done. Anyone who had been in my position would have been willing to do the exact same thing and would not have thought twice.
So again, the 2,977 flags will be installed here today, and I'm told the longest part of the process is going to be installing those tags with the QR codes as well as the names and pictures of every victim on each and every flag. But this display will be up here all day tomorrow, but there will be a service tomorrow morning starting at 8:30, and a bell will ring 6 times to mark each significant event that happened on September 11th, 2001. And Wyatt, Jason, back to you.
Brett, we've been talking about where we were 20 years ago when the attacks happened, and you were in New York State. You lived there during the attacks. How did life change for you because of that?
Yeah, so I was living in Rochester, New York at the time. So September 11th, 2001, I was in the 6th grade. So I remember that day after school, my mom came to pick me up. Normally I walked home. So she was there to pick me up because she got out of work early because they worked with people that worked at the Twin Towers. So obviously they just went home early for the day because there's really no way you could carry on your work day after that. But what I do remember from that day is watching the news coverage, and in New York State, there was hours-long lines of people waiting to give blood at blood centers because they wanted to help any way possible the victims of 9/11. And that's kind of similar to what we're seeing here this morning. So many people, organizers tell me, have signed up this year to help install these flags. They say because what happened in Afghanistan recently and the pullout from there reminded a lot of people about September 11th, 2001, why we were in Afghanistan, and they want to do something to help remember the victims and everything that happened 20 years ago tomorrow. Jason and Wyatt, back to you.
Now, Brett, thank you for sharing your story and for being out there this morning. And anyone who wants to check that out really should, because it's a powerful display down there.